What's up, guys? Back with a quick update of PPP round 2. So, Monday, today's January 13th, however, the January 11th, Monday, for first-time borrowers, they were able to apply for PPP. Now, however, it's only at smaller financial institutions like local banks and credit unions. And I've heard too that if you don't have a Schedule C, because you could be in business this year, you had to be in business, I think, sometime in February, February last year, to qualify for PPP. Some banks are requiring maybe a 1099, but always check with them and see what they require. Second draw borrowers, meaning if you got the first round and then you want to apply for the second round, that started today. However, again, two things. One is you have to borrow from the same lender you got your first PPP loan from. Two, as of right now, it's the same thing as the first time borrowers that started on Monday. It's only at smaller banks or local banks and credit unions. So again, check with the lender that you used the first time and see if they have a time frame. From what I'm hearing, it's supposed to open up to everyone within the next few days, but there's no defined date. But your banks may have a better idea than I would, so check with them. And a couple of reminders for again, my stuff is geared towards self-employed, especially if you don't have any employees and you maybe you are a contractor. And you file a Schedule C. So a couple of reminders. So one is that you can use a greater amount between 2019 and 2020 net profit for forgiveness. Meaning that if you had a higher net profit for 2020, you can use that to figure out your loan amount. And your loan amount is based upon your net income off your Schedule C. So you divide it by 12 to get your monthly net income, and then times it by 2.5, and that's basically your loan amount. There is a max to that. I believe it is $15,000. I think is the loan amount. Don't quote me on that exactly, but it's somewhere around there. So if you made more money, net profit anyways, in 2020 compared to 2019, then you could take either one and get the loan. Now to qualify for round 2, if you're a second-time borrower, is that you need a drop of 25% in gross receipts or gross revenue comparing 2020 to 2019 in any quarter. The good news is if you are self-employed, you can actually take the year end of 2020. If you should know your gross, I think by now. Then that might be kind of tricky. You can see if there's a drop in revenue comparing your year end 2020 gross compared to 2019. So that's basically all you have to qualify for if you have a 25% drop. Now, if you're a second-time borrower, you don't necessarily have to provide proof when you do the loan. You shouldn't. You only provide proof in that drop when you file for forgiveness. Okay, so basically, again, check with your lender. All they should require is your Schedule C 2019, 2020, and they should be able to see the 25% drop in revenue. If you don't have a Schedule C, then I suggest hopefully have a separate bank account. If you don't, print out your bank statements for the entire year, and this is gonna be a lot of work. Highlight whatever your gross incomes are, okay, and then you can take whatever that number, add those all up, whatever those add up to. That's your gross for 2020 compared to 2019. Ideally, print it all out, highlight it, maybe in green or something like that, yellow, and then to figure out your net, obviously, you have the same bank statement, and then you can probably just maybe highlight that in red so you can figure out your net. That's a lot of work. So hopefully you guys are keeping better track of that stuff. When the separate bank account always helps. So usually it's pretty easy to get a separate business account, depending on what the bank requires. So also another, I think, reminder too, if you did receive the first round PPP and you are getting the second, well, it doesn't matter. If you get the first round PPP and or the EDIL advance or slash loan, those should not be included when you're calculating your gross, right? That's not income. So if you get, let's just say $10,000 from PPP round one, that doesn't count towards your 2020 gross receipts. So it is basically a loan. So even if it got forgiven, it doesn't matter. You don't calculate that. Now going off of the loan forgiveness, basically talk to your CPA and your tax planner if you got round one PP and you file for forgiveness, there may be some not sure what the process is for round two as far as applying for loan forgiveness. However, if you haven't done your loan forgiveness or round one and maybe you're looking to do round two, remember this date is January 20th of this month, which is a week from now actually, so it'll be next Wednesday. The SBA must provide a one-sheet documentation or certification, and these are people that got loans under 150K, all right? And this is for people that want to seek forgiveness. The borrower must sign this loan, probably do some check boxes or something like that, send it back to the lender, and then you should be done, okay, as far as forgiveness goes. Now, in the past, and this goes back to if you did file for forgiveness already, the EDIL advance, if you got that used to deduct your forgiveness. Meaning if you got $1,000 because you're self-employed and you put one person basically that works for your own self, that used to deduct your forgivable amount. Meaning if you got a $10,000 loan, PPP, you got the advance for $1,000, and technically you still owe $1,000 based upon the PPP terms, which is I think 1% for depending when you got the loan, 2 years or 5 years. So, however, that's not the case anymore. So if you got the advance last year, you got the PPP loan, you're self-employed, the EDIL advance does not deduct that forgiveness. Meaning that if you haven't filed for forgiveness, good job. It's going to make things, I think, a little easier. So again, that document does not come out until the 20th of this month. And then once that comes out, again, contact your lender and see what the process for them is. I know some of the fintechs like Cabbage, Bluefin, PayPal, I think all that stuff's done online, I think. But check with them. So that's, the PPP2 round 2 quick update. I just want to touch upon the EDIL loan, okay? There's a little confusion with that. So you have the loan and you have the advance, or known as the grant. The advance/grant, you don't have to pay that back, okay? Now, there are separate qualifications for that. The loan application is open. However, you apply for the loan, you're not going to get the advance. That application is supposed to go out, or supposed to be open on Sunday, the 17th, okay? I'm not sure what time. SBA hasn't stated. What I will do is put a link down below to the SBA EIDL landing page, because once it goes open, it'll be on that page. And if you guys remember last time when it first opened back in, when was the first stimulus passed? March, I think. They ran out of money real quick. So as soon as it opens, I suggest just keep your eye on Sunday and hit refresh on that page and see when it's open, and boom, apply. So again, quick update. Hey, do me a favor, if you guys haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. Bringing content like this, especially for small business owners, entrepreneurs, if you're self-employed as well, contractors, I guess, too. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Hit the like button. Also, a little notification bell so you know when new videos come out. And thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it. Till next time, peace.